Okay, you are live, ma'am.
Thank you.
You may start now. You may start now.
Okay, but you know that there are no students in class right now. I'm waiting. Let me
Okay,
wait.
let the student come.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Are others of your classmates joining us? If they are, please let me know. Okay, let's wait 5 minutes for everyone to join, then we will begin, okay? Good afternoon, Vidhi. We'll wait 5 minutes for everyone to join, then we'll begin. Good afternoon, Diksha. If you have any WhatsApp groups of classmates, please tell others to join so that we can start quickly. Okay, it's 2:05. Let's begin. Meenal, Navodita, everyone, good morning, good afternoon. Thanks. Let's begin. Um, there were some important points remaining from the previous class. मेरे को Charles Hockett discuss करना था and few other things also. Should I wait for the end of the class, like when there are maximum students, or should I just like begin? I am glad, Vidhi, that you are understanding everything, but to pass the exam, you will have to study later also. I mean, what I do in my class, there are no, of course, like since we are studying only communication and it's about oral and it's about communication, this is why we don't need the notes and the presentation. This is something that I can speak and explain it to you. This is about practical skills that a student has, of course, but the role of the student is like three-way. You have to listen to me, get informed, learn from me in class. You have to also perform well in your exam, which is going to be only theory, which is only going to ask questions. So whatever is your study material, please make sure that you read that well, learn that well, do your definitions well, make your notes and everything. And third is, of course, whatever we are learning, implement in line fed, don't forget. Like I'm sure you do not remember how in maths, what was Pythagoras theorem and everything, but I am teaching you all practical skills about communication. And today's class is going to be even more easier in terms because today we are doing about speaking skills. हम बात कैसे करते हैं हम बातचीत कैसे करते हैं. So that's what speaking skills mean. So but you are, and this is not just for Vidhi, this is for everyone, like 13 attendees in this class right now. I would like to very much inform you that you have to do that work so that we can perform better in the classes to come in your education, in your life, and everything. So please make sure after every class, everything you remember, make your notes, learn them well. So by the time you're done with the semester, you are also prepared for the exam. Getting it? चलिए ठीक है. Let's begin. Okay, so chapter 3 is today's speaking skills. It's about हम बात कैसे करते हैं, हम बातचीत कैसे करते हैं, हमारी भाषा कैसी है, what words we speak, what we do not speak, how and why, what are the mistakes in that, and what exactly are our skills while we speak is all about speaking skills, right? Now, by the show of hands, they're not like showing hands in here, so the question answers is all the only way that we can interact here. So I would want to know how many of you think, what do you think that oral communication mean? Try and tell me in your way, what does oral communication, or in other words, speaking skills mean to you when I talk or when you talk? What does it mean? I'm looking at the question answers round, guys, so please let me know. गाइस, स्पीकिंग स्किल का या ओरल कम्युनिकेशन का या बातचीत का मतलब क्या होता है? टेल मी. Okay, yeah, Vansh has given us a fairly easy and very easy to understand definition. Thanks, Vansh. Oral communication is communicating with spoken word, which means जो मैं बोल रही हूँ या जो आप बोल रहे हो, that's it. That's the only medium of communication. Nothing is written between us. There is no WhatsApp chat. There is no written letter. There is no newspaper publication that we are communicating with directly in time. First thing, keep writing these points so you can remember them later. Spontaneous and balanced. Spontaneous means अभी मैंने कुछ बोल दिया या मेरे जो दिमाग में बोल रहा था, फास्टेस्ट वे, लाइक यहाँ प्रोसेस होता है और यहाँ से मैं अपनी आवाज के थ्रू बोल देती हूँ, राइट? Fastest way, most spontaneous form of communication is speaking skills. Is speaking or oral communication fastest means of communication? It means I do not have to draft a letter. I do not have to send a kabutar across the country. और वो चिट्ठी पहुंचाएगा और तब तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि मैं क्या कह रही हूँ, right? There's no telephone, which means I do not have to call, and you are online. You do not have to be online for us to chat and everything. Fastest means of communication is the person who is in front of us right near right now. And of course it's transformed in today's times because digital communication is also spontaneous and on the spot. What is spontaneous? On the spot, right? Spontaneous means, which means आप यहाँ पे इस वक्त 2:11 पे अभी यहाँ पे present हो and I am also present here. This means right in this moment I am speaking and you are listening. Spontaneous, without any time lapses, without any time gaps. मुझे कुछ बोलने के लिए तो मैं communicate करने के लिए कहीं से permission नहीं लेनी पड़ रही. There are no letters I have to write. There's no message. It's right in the moment. Fastest and spontaneous. Third, dynamic, which means that मेरे बोलने पे 1 second, you guys are thinking. That's nice. Good definitions, guys. Navodita is saying something. I'm reading Anand Preet's also. Exactly. Well done, guys. So you are already ahead of your lesson. Okay. That also tells me that I don't have to work very hard. Okay. So coming back to the point, dynamic, which means whatever my brain is processing, sometimes I do not have to take time at all, which means this is the most honest form of communication also. Of course, when we are speaking, we also lie. We also, say things that we don't mean and they're more complicated in nature, right? But it still tells the other person about our state of mind, which means the communication is very dynamic. Right now, I'm speaking about in real time, I'm speaking about your chapter, which is your third skill and everything. But say in this moment, I can start a story about my personal life. And in the other moment, in after 2 minutes, I can start telling you how the ship moves in the ocean and give you a lesson about that. right? So whatever my mind is thinking, it's very mental conversation, which means it's absolutely dynamic in nature. I can sing a song, I can cry in front of you, or even if I am sleeping and you are hearing me talk in my sleep, that's also a part of very dynamic communication, which means anything, a span of things can happen in this type of communication. Please write that down, that it's absolutely dynamic. Dynamic का मतलब क्या होता है? Several types. Okay. Varies. Varies again, what I said, that it can mean anything, it can say anything. My tone can change. Even, okay, and another quick example. You and I have been together for 3 classes. This is our third class together. You have had a sense of me speaking. You will know when I'm angry, you will know when I'm soft, and that means your brain has started catching up with my tempo, right? And you will know that what she means and how she means. Even if I try to hide certain things from you, if they are not apparent for some reason, you will start understanding. That's how our brain catches oral communication. It catches the person first, and then it catches what they're trying to convey in all their honesty, or in all their deceit. Okay. Now, it's very unique. What Isha ma'am is saying right now in your SOL class on uh, 4th, today is 5th, right? Yeah, 5th of June 2022 on SOL portal in 2 p.m. class is extremely unique in the world. What am I speaking is a conjuring of my mind, is the things that I want to convey and how I convey, and what goes after that is extremely unique. ओरल कम्युनिकेशन पूरे वर्ल्ड में सिर्फ एक ही बार होता है, और वो बहुत ही यूनिक होता है. There is no other duplicating of this medium. So if I write a letter, I can write exactly the same letter, right? Again and again and again. There are copies, there are photocopy emissions. If I write a book, the book will have many copies. If I say something on a news bulletin, if I go to TV and I speak in a news, the news can be put on various channels and across the country and everything. But what you are listening to me right now is extremely unique. Now think about that for a moment. There is only one mother or a parent, whoever you have in your house, right? What they say to you right now or today, do you think it has happened anywhere else in the world? Why? Because you have only one parent. They are yours, and in the right time, whatever they have said to you is only meant for you, right? In your house, as a mother or as a father or whoever, or as a guardian. This kind of communication is absolutely unique. There are no other children of your parents, right? There are no other families. There are no other, the world doesn't exist. It is absolutely unique. Personal and informal communication is absolutely unique. Say you telling your partner or your friend that you like them. Do you think it's ever going to happen again? No. This is a unique experience that happens in a very time bound space. अभी कह दिया और उसके बाद वो टाइम बीत गया. Imagine जो मैंने भी 15 मिनट पहले बोला है, या मैंने 5 मिनट पहले भी बोला है, now it doesn't exist anymore, right? It doesn't exist because it's said. अगर उस वक्त सुन लिया तो सुन लिया, otherwise it's lost. Am I right? Yeah, oral Vansh. It's very realistic, of course, and free from mistakes. You can make mistakes. It's ऐसा नहीं है that I can make mistakes while speaking, but that's like an error. That's like an internal error that I made a mistake. But it will still be a communication. It will either I correct that mistake or no correct or do not correct that mistake. It is still going to be a communication, and oral one at that. Now think about this uniqueness factor of oral communication once. If you look at people around you, unless and until it's some group message that is sent to you on a WhatsApp group, or on your Facebook status that is meant for like 200 people to be seen, or your Instagram for that matter, if it's not a post, it's meant for you. Say a DM communication, it's only meant for you, which means private and public, right? I am doing speaking skills today, which means I mean communication that is only one way. That means it's not going to happen again. That means राइट नाउ अभी जो बोल दिया वो बोल दिया, अगर नहीं सुना तो लॉस्ट है, राइट, unless and until of course I repeat myself and everything. Remember this, that is unique. Next, when speaking is the quickest form of communication, getting a feedback is also the quickest in this kind of communication. Feedback हर एक communication में होता है, ये हमने first day, first class and first lesson में किया था. Every communication is weak and it does not exist without the feedback. The feedback और the result जो आता है or the reaction जिसे हम कह सकते हैं is absolutely necessary in all kinds of communication. Remember this. So if I am dealing with speaking right now, which means what I speak right now is being told to you. You will also have a feedback for me that you're having through this, this question answer portal on our SOL ka chat. What it means is that this is the quickest way. अगर आप मेरे सामने होते तो you will nod or yes ma'am, no ma'am, I don't understand, I understand, very nice, very bad, anything. Quickest form of communication आप तभी भी दे देते. जो आपके पेरेंट्स आपको कुछ बोल रहे हैं घर में, तो आप सामने से ही उसका रिप्लाई देते हो. You do not go to an office, get a sanction of permission, फिर वो 5 दिन बाद आपके पेरेंट को डिलीवर होगा. That's not the happens. जो यहीं पे बोला वो वहीं पे उसका रिप्लाई आ गया. Quickest form of feedback also. This is an absolutely important feature of oral communication. Remember this. Write this down. Okay, just tell me once, any of you, that you guys are writing points, right? What I'm saying, because otherwise you'll forget later. Even if my lessons are very easy, you will forget later. I'm warning you guys. Tell me that you're writing or just making quick notes. What I'm saying, whatever I'm saying. Yes, no, yes, no. I'll wait. Tell me. Okay. Okay. One person has said yes. I'm going to take that for the rest of 16 of you. So, yeah. Okay, let me continue. Now, जब feedback quickest हो गया, तो clarification भी quickest हो गई. What does clarification mean? It is also a type of feedback only. Clarification means that when I speak, and if I, how one said that, ma'am, you can speak without mistakes, and I was telling him that no, I can make mistakes. If I make a mistake while speaking, I can correct it, and I can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean this, but this is how it is. Clarification. Clarity मैंने आपको दे दी कि मैंने कुछ गलत कहा और आपने कुछ गलत सुन लिया या समझ लिया. So say when two friends are talking, you say A, B, C, whatever आप बोलते हो, दूसरा आपको बोलता है हाँ, this is what you mean and everything. And you're suddenly like, नहीं नहीं नहीं, तेरे को समझ नहीं आया, this is what I mean. And then your friend is like, okay, yeah, okay, I get it, मुझे गलत समझ आया, right? Okay, all of you are writing. Good, very nice. Vidhi, please write also. Don't only underline, because writing works faster for your brain. Okay. So that is clarification. अगर आपके parents आपको कुछ बोले and then you suddenly get angry and then you need a clarification. No, what does this mean? And you're starting to have an argument. The other person can clear right then and there, which means the correction of your communication is also made then and there. ये सारे communication, other forms of communication में इतना जल्दी नहीं होता. Otherwise, we have to wait, we have to go through proper channels, we have to file a complaint, and then the person is like, then the clarification happens. But mostly in this, even if you see in movies, some person ABC actor is like confused with about others, you can see them, the confusion like gets solved immediately. So that's your clarification. Next feature of oral communication is fillers. What is fillers? The non-fluences जो हमने last class में discuss किए थे. Non-fluences क्या होते हैं? लेकिन okay, like that elongated okay, okay, जिनका स्पीच में कोई लेना देना नहीं होता जिन शब्दों का, बट वो फिलर्स होते हैं क्योंकि हमारा ब्रेन टाइम लगा रहा है सोचने में, especially when we are lying, somebody asks us a question and then we are like or we are just taking time because how exhausted we mentally are, and then it takes you time to recall. Your mother asks you a simple question that why didn't you eat your tiffin box today? And then you're like, so you need time to think कि मैं सच बोलूं या झूठ बोलूं, and like, okay, I didn't get time, or yeah, I went out to eat with friends or whatever that is. ठीक है, that's that's your brain taking time to process, or your आपका ध्यान कहीं और था. And to come back to your mom's question, you need time. Okay. These are filler words. They are not actually speech, and but they are very visible only in your oral communication, speaking, right? What else? Okay. Are you getting it? I am. Yeah, you can say lack of fluency. Non-fluencies बोलते हैं इनको, ठीक है? लैक ऑफ फ्लुएंसी कह सकते हैं, बट ओरल कम्युनिकेशन में लैक ऑफ फ्लुएंसीज बहुत कॉमन है, क्योंकि हम उसमें टाइम नहीं ले रहे बिल्कुल भी बातचीत करने में, राइट? जो मेरे दिमाग यहाँ पे प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं, यहाँ से मैं बोल रही हूँ. And whereas when you're writing a paper, when you're writing answers, you are given time, which means non-fluences are not visible over there, which means you have thought about it. You maybe taken days to answer. Say I give you an assignment of 5 questions. You read the questions, immediately you don't have the answers, right? But then you will take time to frame one sentence, then second, then third, then complete that paragraph. Then you will take time to think of messages. You will do your research. You will look at the books and everything. You build that answer. Okay. When I read that assignment, I will not know, right, that what you saying, or आपको आता था या नहीं आता था. For me, the end result is that I asked you questions and you answered them after 5 days or 10 days, right? Now 10 days has given you time for all of that, right? But when we are communicated, अगर मैं तुमसे अभी सामने खड़े होके पूछ लूं कि okay, tell me what is unique about oral communication, you will falter. You will be like, right? Because I'm just asking very suddenly, and I obviously expect an answer also very, very in the moment, very spontaneously. Now, when we are orally communicating, because हमें formal और informal communication अब पता है, formal communication or informal communication पता है ना? We did last class, right? You all remember? No, non-fluent with no vidhi. Non-fluency is a word, but like, yeah, they are not a word. Like the definition of the word is, when you look at your book, you will see the definition. I'm gonna give you a reply over here. Yeah, but they're filling the communication. That's what you're right about. Okay, now I get it. Informal, formal communication कर लिया. When we are speaking, it's actually supposed to be an informal communication. What is formal communication is almost always written. Not always, but almost always. Okay. जब मैं बात कर रही हूँ, even though we are in a class and even though our relationship is student and teacher, I am still giving you an informal understanding of what your lesson is about. The formal communication is still the books that you have, and they will have a definition, a formal definition. Okay, you will learn that when your exam happens and you write that definition, you will be writing that. Okay, I am here for your understanding, because as humans we need other humans to understand, to make us understand some things, right? In most cases, say I go to a court and I said that some law has been trespassed in my property, and what should I do? And they tell me, okay, you file a police complaint. The lawyer tells me that file a police complaint. I'm like, okay, fine. Okay. What that lawyer told me needs to be given to me in a piece of paper also. That so and so problem came through Isha, through this and that, and they've been requested to file a police complaint. I will take that. I will go to a police station. I meet the inspector. I tell them I want to file a police complaint. They said, okay ma'am, आप मुझे लिखित में दे दीजिए. तो मैं एक application फिर से लिखूंगी, in that, to police inspector filing a complaint about so and so property trespass and everything, and so is the culprit, and this is what. And then they will take a look at this. They will also take a look at the court order का copy जो मुझे वो court ने दिया था, and then they will launch a complaint for me. This is the formal communication. और जो मुझे इंस्पेक्टर ने बताया कि कंप्लेंट लाइट रिटर्न में दे दीजिए, ये एक इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन है. ओके, both are absolutely important, both are absolutely necessary, formal also, informal also, oral also, written also. ठीक है, oral के बिना written नहीं होता, written के बिना oral नहीं होता, but they are almost always different. When I am speaking is an informal communication, okay, which means I can only guide you, which means I can only explain it to you, which means that I am not a book, I'm only doing a job of a human being for your understanding of communication. Getting it? Now, another thing. Right now, so I'm teaching English, of course, and my position is of an English teacher, right? But when you're speaking to your friends, have you noticed that you do not care about the grammar? You can make wrong grammar, either it's in English or in Hindi or any other language that is not comfortable for you. Say, if I speak to a South Indian and they try to speak to me in Hindi, they will have a very broken grammar. हाँ मैं गए थे, हाँ तुम आए थे, हाँ तुम आए हो, आया हो, right? They will make the grammar very wrong. Say Bengali person will always be like तुम आया था. I'm like नहीं मैं आई थी, because in my North Indian, in my North Hindi, मैं we speak with genders. मैं आई थी, तुम आए हो, right? तुम और आप with respect. But she's like तू आया था, and then you're like this is ungendered language. ठीक है? तो how grammar in oral communication doesn't matter. जब आप ओरली कम्युनिकेट कर रहे होते हो तो मीनिंग कन्वे करना ही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है. से आई एम टेकिंग एन इंग्लिश क्लास, बट बीच बीच में मैं आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए हिंदी में भी बात करती हूँ, राइट? द रीजन आई स्पीक इन हिंदी इज बिकॉज what is important in this class is meaning conveying. It's not righteousness of English. I don't have to prove anyone that I know English, I know how to speak in English, right? मेरा क्या पॉइंट होएगा इंग्लिश में, सिर्फ इंग्लिश में बात करने का, अगर आप सब लोगों को समझ ही नहीं आएगी तो, है ना? क्योंकि फ्लुएंट, आई मीन सॉरी, ओरल कम्युनिकेशन में मीनिंग कन्वेइंग की बात समझ आ रही है सामने वाले को, सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. ये लिख लो, लिख रहे हो ना? Keep telling me that you guys are writing. I need reassurances. So, सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट बात रह जाती है मीनिंग कन्वेइंग करना, ठीक है? दैट इज द गोल ऑफ ओरल कम्युनिकेशन. अगर मतलब ही समझ नहीं आया तो ग्रामर इज यूजलेस, पॉइंट इज यूजलेस, यू आर यूजलेस, आई एम यूजलेस, एवरीवन इज यूजलेस इफ द राइट मीनिंग इज नॉट कन्वेड थ्रू मी टॉकिंग टू यू. ठीक है? Getting it? Meaning conveying, and the grammar doesn't matter. Now, next point, meaning conveying का भी what refined version, that is called objective focus, which means मैं जो कहना चाह रही हूँ, जो point समझाना चाह रही हूँ, वो तुम लोगों को clear है, बस इतना ही वो है. This is the only ambition that I have in class, right? Of course, you will go back to your books and you will read the exact definition and everything. But objective focus यही है कि एक human being के present होने से you guys will understand what it means. Is it clear? Say yes or no. Show of hands. Show of hands means yes, no. लिख दो. Guys, लिखो. And where are the rest of your classmates? I mean, we are only 13 here. Sunday celebrate हो रहा है? Okay. Okay, you're saying yes. Got it. Okay. Nice. चलो next point. Non-verbal elements. ये भी एक oral communication का ही feature है. Non-verbal elements हमने कल किया था. Do you see how like first chapter is connected with the second, second is connected with the third? It's only basically a long, जो एक long series होती है और हम episode 1, 2, 3 करके देख रहे होते हैं, but if the story is same, so it's only like that, okay? Yeah, you're watching a Netflix series on ability enhancement right now. Okay. Okay. Non-verbal elements, ये हमने कल भी किए थे, which means that जो बात बोल के नहीं की जा रही या लिख के नहीं की जा रही, like form of communication is different, which means my posture, which means my facial expression, which means my gestures, which means my body language, right? All these things are also conveying something. They are conveying a message, small message, but they are conveying something. ठीक है? तो जब मैं बात कर रही हूँ, आपको मेरे आप you're not only your mind is not only communicating with my words, it's also conveying with my body language, with my posture, with my eyes, like am I rolling my eyes like this or something like that, or fourth thing, what do we do? Facial expression, right? All these things are also important. All these things are also a part of oral communication. Say your brother or your sibling is standing next to you, तुम्हारे सामने आके खड़ा होता है, and they are in very good angle, but they are asking you nice thing nicely. तूने मेरी बॉल देखी है? And they, ठीक है, but they are angry. They are like standing like this, and they are like SSFA. They are tapping because they are going to beat you, or they are going to hit you. But they are speaking very softly. Like, have you seen my ball? And you are suddenly confused. You are like, the body is saying something, okay? But the language is very soft and sober. Like his pitch is down very softly, he's asking and everything, and you're like, नहीं बाहर पड़ी हुई थी, मैंने नहीं देखी. And then they're like, अच्छा तूने नहीं देखी? Then you know that okay, there is some kind of trouble. Like नहीं मैंने नहीं देखी, मैं बता रहा हूँ honestly, even if you have like lost their ball or whatever, you're lying or not lying. अच्छा मैंने तो तेरे बैग में डाल के ले जाते हुए देखा था. Then they're like, now you know that this person knows some truth and now you are in trouble. And then you're like, भाई देख कुछ मारियो मत. ठीक है, just giving you basic funny examples so you can understand that sometimes you have to, like the body is saying something else, like the gestures are different, your mom is asking you अच्छा कहाँ गए थे, किसके साथ गए थे, and everything, but the body language is very different, like she's tapping her foot, she's gonna throw a bartan at you or something like that. That's kind of like double meaning, and वो oral communication में पता चल जाता है. Written communication में ऐसा कुछ नहीं पता चलता है. Written communication में you have to believe the question that is asked and you have to answer that only. ठीक है. The back story, जिसे हम back story कहते हैं, body language को and informal, non-verbal elements of communication को, उनको हम नहीं कह सकते. Getting it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Vidhi, if you have doubts from chapter 1, let's take it at the end of the class. Let's not disturb the tempo. And yeah, you will have to write that doubt for me over here so I can clarify it. Okay. Next, interrupt. Interrupt is also a feature. लिख लो इसको. Interrupt करना क्या होता है? मैं दो लोग एक रूम में बात कर रहे हैं, बात लड़ाई पे आ जाती है, and communication में when I'm speaking, तो यू इंटरप्ट नहीं कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं है वैसा है, नहीं तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो, तुम गलत हो, बीच में इंटरप्ट कर दिया. मैं बोल रही थी बट और किसी मीडियम में ये सुविधा नहीं होती है. It's mostly after your message is sent and received, the other person can say the other thing. Even when you see that two people are typing the WhatsApp message at the same time, the WhatsApp, like the application, is designed to take one person's message first and the other person's message second, whoever is it. कभी कभी ऐसा देखते हैं कि reply ऊपर आ जाता है और other person का message नीचे आता है, क्योंकि वो मशीन मिली सेकेंड टू माइक्रो सेकेंड में कैलकुलेट कर रही है कि किसने पहले सेंड हिट किया या किसका पहले रिसीव हुआ एज पर द इंटरनेट. ओके, इन तो वो भी पहले दिस पर्सन फिर this person, फिर this person, फिर this person, ऐसे ऐसे कर रही होती है, ठीक है? Like that's how your, I mean, the messages are lined, right? But in oral communication, anyone can be interrupted, which means I set out to speak for 5 minutes. The moment you interrupt, मेरे 5 minutes तो वहीं खत्म हो गए, ठीक है? In 2 minutes, I can end because you interrupted me. Have you heard this people saying that when I'm speaking, do not interrupt me. I am speaking, right? it's it means that I will not be cut short and you have to wait before I can or not, right? Okay. Yeah, the Khushi is right. In the written communication, you cannot tell the person is angry or not because sometimes you can't. Otherwise, they have like exclamation or like an emoji or like an angry remark, even if it's a formal communication and everything. But yeah, that's in. I mean, it's more quicker to tell in the oral communication that the person is angry क्योंकि हम चिल्ला रहे होते हैं तो फिर सामने वाले को पता चल ही जाता है, right? Okay. Interrupt. Next element is pause or silence. What is pausing or silencing in oral communication? Tell me, I'll wait. Pausing and silencing क्या होती है guys? Pause क्या होता है? चलो silencing छोड़ो. Pause बताओ क्या होता है? तुम सबको पता है क्या होता है? Tell me. Okay, I receive messages. When we stop for some time, a short break, I've completed my pause to gather our thoughts. Exactly, right. Absolutely right, all of you. Bhavya, Navodita, Khushi. Okay, okay, okay. I am receiving more responses. Absolutely, Vansh. Very nice. Anand Preet, yes. Yeah, Vidhi is also right. Communication enhance करने के लिए to give the dramatic effect. Okay. If I am speaking and if I pause, बोलते बोलते, and I'm not, it's not like that I've asked questions. In my class, I know कि मैं चुप तभी होती हूँ जब मैं question पूछ रही होती हूँ तुम्हारा response का wait कर रही हूँ. But say not asking question, and I just pause like that, like you will realize that something is wrong, and they can be like several. Mamta, I don't know English WhatsApp group है या नहीं है. Please ask. I mean, please ask your expert or your if you're in touch with any other. I do not have any WhatsApp group, so I wouldn't know. To understand what she is saying, stops for thinking. Yes, that's right. Okay. So pausing is like everything that you said. Uh, can anyone tell me that are these जो responses मेरे पास आ रहे हैं? Can you guys also read these responses? Tell me, like, can you read Anand Preet's response and Vidhi response and Mamta? Like, can you read each other's responses or no? Okay, so you cannot read each other. So Navodita cannot read Bhavya's response and Bhavya cannot read Vansh's response. Matlab, you guys are not connected like this? Are these only like for me? Okay, it's private. Okay. Acha, so if I make it publish, like, no ma'am, it's private. Now can you read this message that I've made? I mean, just published one. Can you read that one? Okay, okay. So, acha, ठीक है, then I'll keep publishing here also. ठीक है. So when I need you all to read each other's responses, I will publish them. Make sure you write in your notebook the responses also. They are also good ideas into like how your classmates are understanding and all of that, right? So yeah, since I asked a question, Abhi, what does the pause mean? Pause का मतलब क्या होता है in oral communication, right? So what does a pause mean in other? And this is how your classmates understand. So I'm just okay. So I'm sure you can read these replies about what does a pause mean. Wait, where is Vansh's? Okay, I had no idea that you guys can't see this. Vansh wrote a very nice definition that is not going aware. So I've tried publishing it, but I think now it's done. Can you see Vansh Chauhan's definition? Let me know. I'm glad that. Okay. Okay, I don't think it was getting through, so I have copy pasted what he said in your published responses. So I think you can see an idea. So I think I'll have to publish them so we can gather like class responses. What a mediated thing this is. Wow, I do feel like robots here. The way we communicate on this chat, right? Even though you can hear me speak and you're a person, I'm a person, but the mediation is very, very technologically gripping. Like, but okay, like if we can communicate through this medium, which this just means that our communication skills are very nice, and it means that They're doing well for whatever we are learning in this class, right? Okay. Pause and silence कर लिया. Next feature is slangs are acceptable, which means yo. When I speak and suddenly I'm like yo, what's up, dude? Yo, what's up, my man? Or anything another slang like yo, D and D, which means like do not disturb, or um, any other common lol. Like lol is for laugh out loud, or these slangs that जो हम बात करते हुए use कर लेते हैं, but you wouldn't write them down. ठीक है? You're not in classroom communication, not in your formal letters, or not in your formal communication. ठीक है? These are the slangs जो हम बात करते करते lightly use कर लेते हैं. वो सिर्फ they are only meant for the oral communication. ठीक है? Because oral communication, ध्यान से सुनो, is not only in one level, it's on several separate levels. It's like what is wrong with the system? It's saying no one's eyeline. Anonymous. I'm not using iPhone. I am using my laptop to speak to you all. Okay. We have to live with like the network errors also. Chaliye, coming back to the discussion, slangs are acceptable only in the oral communication, not in the written or formal communication. Why? Because oral is informal communication. Clear? Everyone say clear? Just to bring back everyone on track. Keep saying yes, yes, yes. Tell me, guys, I'll wait. Okay, I received responses. Or Vansh, no. Oral is one level in a, and it is in several level. Is not one level, it is in several levels. Of course, yes, that's right. But oral is an informal communication. It is not a formal communication. Oral is an informal communication. Even when you are speaking to a high court judge, a teacher, anything is a informal communication. That's how oral is. अगर आप किसी ऑफिशियल से भी बात करेंगे तो वो भी अगर ओरल है तो वो लेटर्स या ऑर्डर्स के साथ आएगा, तो वो इनफॉर्मल ही है एक तरह से ऑन वन लेवल. ओके. Slangs can be used in written also. No, even though we write, sometimes we write LOL and KEWL and everything, whatever is new with the generation, but slangs should not be written. Slangs are only for speaking. Okay, I hope I'm clear. And yeah, let's go forward. Slangs are acceptable formally for first or in the oral communication only. If you're still writing in your, in your messages, in your, I mean, if you're wrong spelling the word, if you're eating the vowels away, if you're writing cool ko KOOL या KEWL, abhi bhi, I am going to tell you guys bad news that it's 2022. Please stop doing it. Please, you have to look literate person. You have to look educated. Please stop writing slang, full messages anywhere. Have clear communication, and especially in the written form. and that's going to change your communication. Either it's on Facebook status or Instagram captions or comments or anything. Don't write PLZ, write PLEASE. Okay, we are in 2022. You're not sounding to be cool. You have to sound smart and you have to sound educated first of all. Okay. Now, moving forward, the first point that I said while talking to you about oral communication, and that is it is time bound. It means अगर मैंने अभी कुछ कहा और आपने सुन लिया तो ठीक है, अगर नहीं सुना तो 5 मिनट बाद भी या 2 मिनट बाद कोई पर्सन इस रूम में एंटर करता है तो वो भी नहीं सुना होगा, because after speaking the voice, the sound dissolves in the infinite air around us and nobody can say who heard what. Either आप सुन लो और नहीं सुना तो खत्म, काम ही खत्म. Okay, did you get it? We've finished one part of today's lesson. Please say yes, no, yes, no. Okay. Yes, send me yes or no on your questions from this part. Let's clarify them. Meanwhile, I'm going for a 5 minute break. You also take, all guys can take 5 minutes break. Please be back by 3 p.m. 5 minutes max, it's 2:55. Okay. Okay, coming back. All of you are here, I hope still. Yeah, 16. Okay, now last point I did was time bound, which means that अभी इसी वक्त इसी moment में present है, otherwise इसके बाद oral communication चली जाएगी. Nobody can hear me, nobody can say. The voices, the sound is often lost in the air, and there is no way to bring them back unless and until I repeat myself. Okay. Now, the last point of the feature of oral communication is, and very important also, that it's economical and it's very cheap. It means बोलने में पैसे खर्च नहीं हो रहे. If I have to send you an email, I need to buy a computer, I need to buy an internet connection, electricity needs to be there, 3 points. And then I also need to know the English and everything, English language, and the knowledge to how to send the email, open an internet, make an account and email and everything. Same goes for you also to receive that message. You need electricity in your house, you need to buy a computer, you need internet connection, and you need knowledge of how to open that email, right? ये सब चाहिए. बात करने और सुनने के लिए सिर्फ दो लोगों के शब्द और मेंटल स्थिति की जरूरत है, right? There is nothing required. To even talk on a WhatsApp, you need a phone, you need, a data pack, and you need everything. Same way, oral communication doesn't need anything. It's very economical. आपने यहीं पे बोला, मैंने यहीं पे सुन लिया, बस बात खत्म, कोई पैसे नहीं लगे. Right? Am I clear? Okay. Now, by a show of hands, I mean, write me down. How many points have you made till now? Count the points that you made as features of oral communication and tell me. I'll count mine and we'll go through the list again so you don't miss anything. Now, Vodita has 17 points. Very nice. What about the others? How many points have you had? Vidhi has 11. Okay. Khushi has 16. Vansh has 15. Navodita has 19. Okay. Okay, guys, there are 17 of you have received only like 5 responses. What about the rest of you? Bhavya 16. Okay. Receiving responses from the same kids. Where are the rest of you? Now, guys, what about all of you? Rest of you, how many points have you made? Rest of you, please give your responses. All of us are waiting. How many points do you have about this? How many points have you made? Give me a number. Why are the others not responding? What about the others? Guys, are you here या सिर्फ ऐसे ही वीडियो ऑन लॉगिन करके छोड़ दिया है? क्लास में तो ऐसे मत किया करो. अगर यहाँ भी लॉगिन करके ऐसे छोड़ रहे हो तो फिर who is gonna explain you things when it's about exam? You'll be so confused. And don't do that. You anyway have, this is something that I'm saying for all of you. The form of communication, the form of education that you've taken for your graduation is an open one, which means classes minimum है, minimum. अगर वो minimum classes को भी attend नहीं कर रहे हो ढंग से, ठीक है, तो बहुत बड़ी problem हो जाएगी. The courses are easier for you. The regular courses are way more difficult. They are way more challenging than what we have over here. And I am giving my 2 hours of my day for all of you only. I need all of you attentive. इसको ऐसे log in कर दिया, attendance लग रही है, तो attendance तो लग जाएगी, but exam में हो नहीं पाएगा फिर. I mean, this is your life. You need to fight for it. और कितना थाली में परोस के चीजें लोगे? It's not possible all the time. I'm very, very proud of the everyone who's interacting with me over here. I'm really glad that all of you are, talking to me and giving me yes ma'am, no ma'am, and responding to questions. But for others, अगर correspondence, I mean open schooling भी ठीक से नहीं की, then there is a big problem ahead of you in your lives. And mine is one of the easiest subjects. Like, I'm sure the other teachers have it. The other lessons are slightly a little more challenging. Guys, pay attention. If you are in touch with the rest of your classmates, tell them to pay attention, because now graduation is about life. There are no shortcuts here. Chaliye, getting back to our lesson now. Next heading is monologue. ओके, दो टाइप की चीजें होती हैं. लोग्स मीन्स स्पीच, लाइक अ फॉर्म ऑफ स्पीच, LOGUE. मोनोलॉग एंड डायलॉग. मोनोलॉग होता है जब एक पर्सन बात करता है, वन पर्सन. ओके, आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे बच्चे कॉलेज में, स्कूल में परफॉर्म करते हैं, दे परफॉर्म अ मोनोलॉग, विच मीन्स आपने यूट्यूब पर भी देखोगे, इफ यू टाइप लाइक मोनोलॉग, विच मीन्स famous speeches are going to come. Okay, popular culture में बहुत सारी movies है जिसमें hero gets up and they speak a lot and that becomes inspirational or very funny or whatever for the audience. That is monologue. Only one person is speaking. Dialogue is between two people, which means both दोनों ने अपने lines याद किए हैं और दोनों बात कर रहे हैं. One person, second person, one two one two one two one two. Okay, that's dialogue. Now, monologue has some features that I'm going to discuss now. Okay, pay attention. Alone. Alone means वो अकेला बात कर रहा है. Second, जब वो अकेला बात कर रहा है तो उसकी monopoly हो गई है, which means he is ruling the situation. Monopoly, right? He is the king of the situation. अब monopoly तब होती है जब बहुत सारे लोग हैं पर एक ही बात कर रहा है. Sorry. Sorry, there was a bug in the room. Okay. Yeah. And मोनोपोली उसकी हो गई है, विच मीन्स कि दो लोग प्रेजेंट हो सकते हैं, तीन प्रेजेंट हो रहे हैं, पर वो बाकी सबको बात करने का मौका ही नहीं दे रहा, वो सिर्फ अकेले ही बात कर रहे हैं. या दैट्स हाउ वंश इज राइटिंग एन एक्सटेंडेड स्पीच बाय ओनली वन पर्सन. देयर कैन बी सेवरल पीपल इन्वॉल्वड इन वन डिस्कशन. ओके, बट सडनली वन गेट्स अप एंड स्पीक्स एवरीथिंग, व्हिच मेक्स इट अ मोनोलॉग. ओके, जब वो बात करता है, थर्ड फीचर लिख लो, सुपीरियोरिटी थर्ड. He or she gets the superiority in the conversation, in the situation, which means now she is above anything. Okay, whenever you're writing he or she, you don't know it's a he, so you will write he slash she or they. Okay, this is the correct way of writing. Make a point of this one. मोनोलॉग कब दिया जाता है? जब इंस्ट्रक्शंस दी जाती है, क्योंकि इंस्ट्रक्शन एक ही पर्सन डिसाइड कर रहा होता है या एक ही पर्सन एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा होता है. सो वी ऑल वेट फॉर हिम टू कंप्लीट ऑल द इंस्ट्रक्शंस. Say an examiner comes into our hall right now, in our class right now, and they start announcing that you will come 15 minutes in before in the exam, you will sit where your table is, you will write all your answers with blue pen, there is a red pen will not work and everything, you should have your admit card. Okay, what we will all do is that we will wait for him to finish. We will wait for the person in the power right now to finish, right? Because he is giving instruction. So monologue में हमें instructions हमेशा monologue में दी जाती है. अगर 5-6 लोग इंस्ट्रक्शन देने पर लग जाएंगे और मैं सुनूंगी तो मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाऊंगी कि इसका सुनना है, उसका सुनना, उसका सुनना है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है या वो इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? दिस इज व्हाई द पर्सन गिविंग इंस्ट्रक्शन इज ऑलवेज वन, right? Which is why also there is always one teacher present in every class. There are no two teachers, there are no three teachers, कुछ कोई भीड़ नहीं होती. There's never a group of teachers that is standing there and teaching you ever, right? There's always one person so that you can pay direct attention to them. Am I clear? Like a captain also. Yeah, like a captain. Say you're a captain. Okay. नाउ मोनोलॉग इज वेरी लिसनर फ्रेंडली. जैसे इंस्ट्रक्शन एक ही पर्सन देता है, क्यों? क्योंकि लिसनर फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए, राइट? ओनली वन टीचर टीचर्स इन एवरी क्लास, सो दैट it's very listener friendly. The listener doesn't have to think about other things, they just have to listen and pay attention to one person only. ठीक है? Why there is only one teacher in this class? Say there was one more screen right here in the half of your screen and there was one more teacher speaking, you will be confused. You will be like, kabhi iski suno, kabhi uski suno, kabhi iski, right? And we may be teaching important things, so you need to pay attention. Next feature is listener friendly. Then logical. अगर monologue है तो monologue पे ध्यान क्यों जा रहा है? मतलब ये person इतना क्यों बोल रहा है और हम उसको क्यों बोलने दे रहे हैं? The reason is that they are logical and they are coherent, which means they are saying something of grave importance. Okay, they are saying something that we all need to know and they have logical explanation कि उसने हमारा ध्यान अपनी तरफ खींच लिया, right? that is logical and coherent. These are also the features of monologue. Now dialogue is completely opposite of it. ठीक है, जो जो points आपने यहाँ पे लिखे हैं उसके साइड में या उसके नीचे फिर से एक टेबल बना लो in your notes and write completely opposite things of that. First point लिखा था alone, dialogue is two people. First लिखा था monopoly, dialogue में there is no monopoly, both share the equal place. Third point लिखा था superiority, साइड में लिख लो देयर इज नो सुपीरियोरिटी, डायलॉग में कोई सुपीरियोरिटी किसी पर्सन की नहीं होती है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लिखा था इंस्ट्रक्शन, इंस्ट्रक्शन की जगह साइड में लिख लो डिस्कशन, दैट वन पर्सन इज नॉट गिविंग इंस्ट्रक्शन, दे आर डिस्कसिंग समथिंग. लिख रहे हो ना? Yes, Navodita, monologue is very interesting. After this class, you can go to YouTube and see all the famous Bollywood monologues. You will see some really funny and some really great ones, and you're going to understand what is monologue. In fact, जो हमारे सारे comedy stand-up comedies होते हैं, वो भी monologue होते हैं because that person is on the stage and we are all listening. So, yeah. Then the next is of course like जो आपने इसमें instruction लिखा था dialogue के side पे लिख लो discussion. ठीक है, then listener friendly, of course both are listener friendly. What is logical? Both are logical, both can be coherent and everything. जो dialogue होता है, see I will try to explain you something. Okay, monologue तो one length में एक बड़ा paragraph is only for one person's speech. ठीक है, there is no other person speaking. जो डायलॉग होता है उसमें दो लोग बात कर रहे हैं, which means कि one person one sentence, the other person other sentence, the other person third sentence, and then fourth sentence, right? The symmetry is maintained of the conversation pitch, which means that, hold on. Okay, yes, Vansh has just mentioned also. Symmetry is maintained, right? The segments are shorter and specific. Hold on, I will publish what he has said so you all can see. Yeah, so dialogue में symmetry, short segments A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. जब आपने देखा दो लोग बात कर रहे हैं तो वो कंटिन्यूस बात कर रहे हैं, हाँ हाँ हाँ, जो कुछ वो कुछ कह रहा है तो वो बोल रहा है अच्छा हाँ मैंने भी देखा था. ठीक है, कोई सवाल पूछ रहा है तुम वहां गए थे तो कह रहा है नहीं यार मैं नहीं जा पाया. ठीक है, so it's very constant communication, which means that specifics are discussed. This means that it's one-to-one communication. कुछ बेकार की बात नहीं हो रही, right? Summary features of dialogue. Summary features of dialogue. I don't know what that means. Vansh, can you elaborate? And hold on. Vidhi is given example of a monologue. So yeah, like a principal speaks in the assembly and all students are listening to them. That's an example of a monologue, right? So hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me just check. Give me one more minute, okay? Let me just check something here. Okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah, so that is dialogue, that is monologue. आपके questions exam में आ सकता है difference between monologue and dialogue. जो हमने points discuss किए हैं वो तो हमने one word के किए हैं, but you all understand, if you're in this class and if you're talking to me, you all understand the fully meaning sentences out of them. Okay, right. So that means that please be able to write pointers on the side by side, जिससे differences करते हैं, एक side पे monologue, एक side पे dialogues, वैसे कर लो, तुम्हारी तुम्हारी book में भी दिया होगा वैसे ही. Okay, so make sure you refer to that, make sure you learn and remember that. That's the right way to go about it. Okay, now next is GD, और जिसे हम commonly बोलते हैं group discussion. Monologue 1%, dialogue 2%. Group discussion means discussion in a group, which means everyone is speaking. Now, yes, Bhavya, that's right. I'm going to publish your response. Vansh, I still don't understand what you mean, so please say it again clearly. Vidhi, in different person have in dialogue person have different roles in different ways. I don't know what you mean, but yeah, I mean, let's stick to the curriculum in what form we are supposed to discuss the dialogue. So yeah, we'll stay right on track like that. Okay. GD क्या होता है? I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. तुम्हारी जो book है उसमें GD की बहुत अच्छी definition है. Take 5 minutes. 322 है. Be back by 327 and read entirely what all is written over there. Let me know if you need any clarifications. Then I will explain in my words what is a GD. Okay, I'm right here. Let me know if you have any questions. Please read and come back. 5 minutes. Yes, Vansh, you're right for a first definition that GD is this, but please go back to your book, read and come back. Take 2 more minutes, read what the book is saying about GD, then I'll discuss.
Yes, Bhavya, I'll just come back to your question. Thank you for your question. And I've just given 2 more minutes for reading what is GD. तो आप please पहले जाके finish that reading if you already haven't.
पढ़ लिया सबने? GD or definition of group discussion. Has everyone read it? Chalo, let's discuss. Okay. In very easiest, simplest of ways, GD or group discussion is a device जो हमारे interviews या selection processes to colleges, to jobs, to army and to other organizations वहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा useful होते हैं. एक device कहते हैं उसे बोलते हैं group discussion. Okay. It means nothing but it means कि आप किसी group of people में कैसे interact करते हो. I say you have a group of friends, 5 friends. ठीक है. जाहिर सी बात है कि यू आर वेरी वोकल, यू टॉक, यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद देम, पर आप उनको जानते हो. ठीक है. ठीक है. आप उस ग्रुप में कुछ भी बात कर सकते हो, ऑफ कोर्स. ठीक है. आपको अंदर से किचाहट नहीं होती. यू डू नॉट हैव टू वरी अबाउट एनीथिंग. इट्स नॉट इवन ग्रुप ऑफ एल्डर पीपल, इट्स योर ओन फ्रेंड्स, सो यू आर वेरी कंफर्टेबल. तो आप पांचों के पांचों बहुत अच्छे से उसमें बात कर लेते हो. इमेजिन अगर मैं आपको उस 5 के से ग्रुप में से उठा के एक 10 के ग्रुप में डाल दूं, ठीक है, जहां पे आप किसी को भी नहीं जानते, तब सडनली आप बात करनी बंद कर दोगे. और उसके ऊपर मैं आपको एक टॉपिक दे दूं कि यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट करप्शन इन इंडिया. ओके. तो फिर तो आप और ही बात करनी बंद कर दोगे. Now, what tells a hiring committee that this person is a standout leader is how well they deal in a group discussion. Not only take part in that discussion with strangers, okay, but also lead the discussion and start that discussion. Okay. That is a quality that every organization, every institution, and every other college, school, job needs in their employees. This is why GD becomes this device about how we judge people's confidence, how we judge people leadership skills. आप कहीं पे भी जाते हो, आप देखते हो कि लीडरशिप स्किल सबसे ज्यादा चाहिए, कॉन्फिडेंस सबसे ज्यादा चाहिए. तो फर्स्ट थिंग्स होती हैं इंसान के अंदर क्वालिटी वाइज. ठीक है. जो कोई भी जॉब या कोई भी कोर्स लेने के लिए करते हैं. एवरी आई एम टीचिंग नाउ, बट एवरी जॉब एंड एवरी इंटरव्यू आई हैव बीन टू, उसके बाद रिटन एग्जाम के बाद एक जीडी राउंड होता है, which means I have to give my views. Okay, and I am judged by one examiner sitting in the corner of the room about how well I speak, if I speak or if I don't speak and things like that. Okay, what GD is doing is कि 20 minutes का टाइम दिया या 5 minutes का टाइम दिया. ठीक है. 5 minutes is a very small time. हाँ, उसमें कोई जीत गया तो जीत गया, और जो नहीं बोल पाया, जो थॉट्स गैदर नहीं कर पाया, जो थोड़ा डर गया कि मैं बोलूं या नहीं बोलूं, मैं सही हूं या मैं गलत हूं, ठीक है, दैट पर्सन इज ऑलवेज आउट. द जीडी का पर्पस 1 2 3 मैक्सिमम 4 पीपल उस बैच में से सेलेक्ट कर लेते हैं हु एक्चुअली स्टूड आउट इन द डिस्कशन. मैंने एक बहुत स्मार्ट गेम खेली.
there was this discussion about 2016 IPL, Delhi versus Chennai. Okay, I didn't know anything about Delhi versus Chennai IPL, that too in 2016. I don't watch cricket. And then suddenly I was in a room of people and everyone was confused ki what kind of question is that, like ye kaun puchta and all of that, right? So I did the very smartest thing in the room. मैंने क्या कहा कि सब मैंने कहा okay guys, as you all can see, the moment the time started I knew that this was my cue because मुझे इस topic के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता था, but I needed the job, right? So I said, like, and I stood up, I said, okay guys, now you can see that we have a very weird question. They are asking us about 2016 and an IPL match and about Delhi and Chennai. Now, I'm sure all of us have varied views about it or varied memory about it. Because this, I think this GD was happening in 2018 or 19. Okay. Varied memory about it. What we can do is we can begin one by one about what we remember and then we'll see how to take on this discussion. Okay, and clearly after 2 minutes of me starting, I could see the other people in the batch building their confidence up. I was like, yeah, okay, let's start like that, like what we remember. Then this one girl came up and she said that, oh, I remember going to that match and so player were playing and everything, but I do not remember who won or anything. Of course, अब किसको याद रहता है ना कि 2016 में IPL में कौन जीता. ठीक है, and but we have to cook up stories now because we don't know if a knowledge test story थी या हमारी smartness test story थी. And then I knew that, okay, you know, everyone was like Isha said, let's talk about this and everything. The discussion went and then I jumped in few times. मुझे IPL के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता था, मैंने कभी देखा भी नहीं. दिल्ली चेन्नई का मैच हुआ या हुआ ही नहीं मुझे ये भी नहीं पता. Okay, but then I knew I would get selected because I was the first one in the group to start the discussion. ठीक है, so this is like a trick in a group. जब आपको कुछ नहीं आता, so just like wound up about things around it, okay? And make up a story. Make yourself a mark. GD में point ये नहीं है कि किसने सही बात कही या गलत बात कही. अगर मैं इसे इंडिया करप्टेड कंट्री है इसके बारे में डिस्कस कर दो, ठीक है, या इंडिया सुपर पावर बनेगी या नहीं इसके बारे में डिस्कस करना है, और बोलो अरे इंडिया नालायक कंट्री है, इसने कभी सुपर पावर बनना ही नहीं है, ठीक है, इंडिया तो गटर में जाने वाली है, इंडिया तो गटर बन गई है, ठीक है, मैं ये सब गलत चीजें बोल रही हूँ, ठीक है, तो भी इट डजंट मैटर कि these are wrong. What matters is that I had the courage to say these wrong things in a group. Okay, that's what matters, and that is what the winning game about GD or group discussion is. So you're in your second semester of English honors right now. I'm sure after the semester or later you all will be going for jobs. Okay, GD is something that will end it inevitable to you. Every 15 all 15 attendees in this class, I want you to know that GD is not a check of your knowledge, it is a check of your courage. It is a check कि आपने कुछ बोलने की हिम्मत है या नहीं है. That's it. कि आपका कॉन्फिडेंस कितना है. अगर उस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता है तो घबरा के चक्कर खा के गिरने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, are you listening? Please keep telling me that you're listening or not. Okay, आपको मेरी बात समझ आ रही है या नहीं आ रही. But the point is that how well you handle that tricky situation. अगर मुझे कोई रॉकेट साइंस के बारे में भी उस GD में पूछ लेता तो भी मैं यही स्मार्टनेस दिखाती, तो भी मैं यही कहती कि yeah, let's talk about it, let's go one by one, no need to fight because GDs can heat up. You know, one person becomes loud, second person keeps fighting them, and the third one बीच में सोच रहे हैं, 3-4-5 बच्चे ऐसे बैठ के सोच रहे हैं कि अच्छा हम बोले या नहीं बोले, हम कब बोले. वो सोचने के चक्कर में उनका डीसिलेक्शन हो जाता है और वो दो जो लड़ रहे होते हैं, सही है या गलत है डजंट मैटर, ठीक है, वो दोनों सेलेक्ट हो जाते हैं. Okay. If you have any heated argument in your GD somewhere, you can always go back later after once the GD is over and tell the person जिसके साथ आपकी heated argument हो रही है that hey, I hope it was not personal and I hope it is okay. I hope you understand that I was only playing my part. So now that this is called good ethics for your, you know, good sportsmanship, that हम सिर्फ game खेल रहे थे. This is also how two different teams that are playing each other shake hands after the end of the match and say that this was nothing personal, I was only doing my job. Okay. Or the teacher who fails you in an exam and you meet them later, so you don't say that, dekh lo mat dekho. You know that this is her job to, correct your paper. The teacher doesn't hate you for failing the exam. She knows that, you're just a student, you're learning, or you didn't make any efforts or something like that. We are tied down by the job, so you can always, after heated or ugly discussion also, you will always go back to the person later and say that, hey, it's nothing personal between us, ये आपसी नहीं था, ठीक है, and I was only trying to participate in the GD. Okay. But make sure that you make your mark. Making your mark is the only defining rule of GD. It is to test that आपके अंदर confidence issues तो नहीं है कि कल को जब ये कंपनी आपको या एक यूनिवर्सिटी आपको बड़े लोगों में बड़ी कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में भेजेंगी तो आप अपना व्यू पॉइंट रख पाओगे या नहीं रख पाओगे. व्यू पॉइंट क्या है वो बाद में डिसाइड कर लेंगे, ठीक है, पर आर यू दैट वन लीडरशिप पर्सन और नॉट इज व्हाट मैटर्स. Especially in teachers, in training and teaching and everything, college teaching or school teaching, GD is a very important part, because as a teacher you always have to stand out in among 40 people in the class who can be your students, but then you have to stand out. Otherwise, why will they listen to you, right? Are you getting me? Please say yes or not. Is GD, the idea of GD or group discussion, clear to you? Tell me now. Okay, only then I will move forward.
Vidhi and Navodita has both sent me good definitions. I am publishing it so you can read them. Please share yes, no. Did you understand my viewpoint? Yes, okay. Tomorrow when you go out for job, all 14 of you, will you? Yes or no? Tell me. Okay. Okay, you've said yes. I am counting on you guys that you've said yes. And you will win the GD, right? Okay. Make sure all of you clear the GD round wherever you go in life. GDs will follow you. They will be very irritating also, but you know that you have to make mark. It is only a test of knowledge. तुम वहाँ पे जाके कुछ भी डिस्कस कर सकते हो. अगर तुम्हें सब्जेक्ट नहीं आ रहा समझ, this is a practical point that I'm sharing with you. Practical trick of how to clear the GD rounds is that you gather everyone and in a good language you tell them that hey, let's discuss this and let's go turn by turn so nobody's is missed. So even though आपने बोल भी लिया सबसे पहले, ठीक है, और आपको कुछ आता नहीं था तो आप बच भी गए, ठीक है? Getting it? Okay. Now, after your written exam is GD, ठीक है? GD is again like the oral trick. The next oral thing that comes to our life after this, when we go for job interviews, is the personal interview. जिसे कहते हैं PI, GD PI. ये हमेशा combination होता है. GD के बाद हमेशा PI होता है. Personal interview. What happens in personal interview is again very oral. There is a committee sitting in front of you. There can be 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, even 1 people in some places. Okay. What happens in facing these interviews is that again, जो हमारी oral skills है या speaking skills है, जो जिस बारे में ये chapter है आज का, that is at play, which means that attire, what you are wearing to the interview is very important. You will never wear a short dress. You will never go to any interview in jeans and t-shirt. You will always have your formal shirt buttoned up till here and from here, like till cufflinks. पीछे भी नहीं होना चाहिए वो, हमेशा remember. If you are like a girl, make sure you are wearing very decent attire, a kurti, not very high print, not any formal, not party wear, formal plain kurti or a sari, okay? Or even if you're wearing a western outfit, make sure it's a shirt, like a full plain shirt, not a printed shirt, not a top, not a crop top, not shorts, not skirts, nothing. And for guys, no shorts,
no printed t-shirts, no shirt over shirt, no bracelets. Okay, make sure you're not wearing any chunky jewelry, make sure you do not have fancy makeup on. Okay guys, please comb your hair and make sure it's parted well and everything neatly. You look like a good a good boy, good child. Okay, and yeah, that's the way, that's the formal way your attire speaks about your seriousness. Okay, do not question and do not rebel in places where you need the job. If you're trying to prove a point कि मैं तो short dress ही पहन के जाऊंगी and देख लेते हैं select करते हैं नहीं करते, you will get selected and you may have the job also, but it's not getting you anywhere in your career. So it's good to not to be smart somewhere and not be rebellious. Rebellion हमेशा याद रखना, ध्यान से सोच के कहाँ करना है वहाँ काम आता है. ठीक है, getting it? So always be very very formally, very straightforwardly dressed. I have been to very lot of interviews. I'm currently doing PhD and it's very important in everything. So there was this person who came to interview and she was wearing a sari, which I applaud, but she was wearing a like I think girls in this class can understand mostly. She was wearing a ready-made sari, which means you could understand that it was a fancy sari with a belt and everything. Now that's not the kind of sari that a committee of interviewees will understand, right? आप वो साड़ी पहन सकते हो जो बहुत ही नॉर्मल प्लीटेड वेल एंड एवरीथिंग है. यू कांट वेयर इट लाइक द वे यू वेयर इट टू द वेडिंग्स. ऑफ कोर्स देयर इज अ क्लियर प्रोटोकॉल. And even though she had the highest, like really high marks in her exam, she was not selected. She was not selected because her attire was not exactly, clothes show your personality. Okay, she was not. Yeah, hold on Vidhi, let's discuss that later. She was not selected. This is why I'm telling you that be very very decently dressed. Your attire speaks for you. Second point, greetings. When you enter the interviewer room, there will be 3-4 people looking at you. Make sure you greet everyone. Say good afternoon, good morning with an eye contact to everyone in the room with polite smile on your face and then go and sit down. Okay. Next is subject knowledge. आप जिसके बारे में जा रहे हो, जिस जॉब, जिस काम के लिए, जिस इंटरव्यू सिलेक्शन के लिए जा रहे हो, उसकी पूरी नॉलेज होनी आपको जरूरी है. Write these points down if you're not understanding. But this is absolutely important that you have all the knowledge about what you are doing and what you're doing in this room. Because first question they will ask you why you are here. And if you don't know that answer, there is nothing good enough in the world, right? Next is tactful about personal life. They will ask you that how is your life going, okay? आप घर में किसी की, and this is a practical tip that I'm giving all of you guys, okay? कितनी भी पर्सनल लाइफ में समस्या क्यों ना आ रही हो, कितने भी बड़े पहाड़ क्यों नहीं टूट रहे हो, बी वेरी टैक्टफुल अबाउट डिस्कसिंग इट. से दैट आई एम डूइंग ओके, आई विल बी डूइंग बेटर सून. ठीक है, वो इंटरव्यूअर आपकी पर्सनल लाइफ के बारे में इसलिए पूछ रहा है थोड़ी सी दोस्ती बढ़ाने के लिए. ओके, उसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि घर में कितने लोगों की डेथ हो गई है, कितने बुरे हालात हैं, आपकी पर्सनल लाइफ में कितने पहाड़ टूट रखे हैं, कितनी प्रॉब्लम आपको आ रही है. दे हैव नथिंग टू डू विद इट. ठीक है, दे वर जस्ट बीइंग फ्रेंडली. सो बी वेरी टैक्टफुल. ठीक है, उसके सामने रोने मत लग जाना कि हाँ मेरी तो गर्लफ्रेंड भी चली गई और मेरे तो पापा भी मुझे पैसे नहीं दे रहे, तो मेरे तो और मुझे मेरे फ्रेंड ने बोल दिया कि मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, तो और मेरी मम्मी मुझसे ठीक से बात नहीं करती और मेरे से कोई बात, मुझे खाना भी नहीं मिल रहा ठीक से घर में, तो मेरे को ये नौकरी चाहिए. डोंट भैंकड़ा खोल के रोने मत लग जाना उसके सामने कि कितना बुरा चल रहा है. ठीक है, कीप योर फैक्ट्स एंड योर सैडनेस एंड योर डिफिकल्टीज ऑफ लाइफ टू योरसेल्फ एंड टेल देम आई एम ओके, आई विल बी फाइन, थैंक यू फॉर आस्किंग. ठीक है, इट्स ऑलवेज लाइक दिस. नाउ नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज कॉन्फिडेंस. कॉन्फिडेंस होना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. ठीक है, द इंटरव्यूअर तक, इंटरव्यू अगर तक तुम पहुंच गए हो तो जाहिर सी बात है दैट यू नो समथिंग. दैट मीन्स दैट यू आर इन गुड कॉम्पिटिशन. दैट मीन्स यू आर अ गुड पर्सन फॉर दिस जॉब इफ यू हैव रीच्ड द इंटरव्यू लेवल. ओके, विच मीन्स दैट अब सिर्फ कॉन्फिडेंस ही चाहिए टू गेट यू थ्रू दैट जॉब. ओके, मेक श्योर यू हैव दैट कॉन्फिडेंस एंड दैट फेथ इनसाइड यू.
Some people have bad palpitations when they're dealing with confidence issues. Some people, कुछ लोगों को बहुत कुछ आता होता है तो भी नहीं कर पाते हैं. Varied reasons. But make sure that you are taking a deep breath, knowing that you deserve the best things in the world, and that's how you go for the interviews. Okay. Please make sure all of you remember the points that I'm sharing with you. These are practical points. Next is awareness. Awareness of three things. Okay, awareness is the most important point about your personal interview. Yeah, so first of all, awareness किस चीज की? Of yourself. Who are you? First question सारे interviews तुमसे पूछेंगे, tell us something about yourself. You will very briefly introduce yourself. That I am so and so. This is my name. I am 24, 20, 22, 23 years old. I come from this city and I would like to apply for the job of this. I am keenly interested in this. This is your brief introduction. You have to know yourself. Okay. Then next question, and they will ask you, why are you here? Then you will tell them that I have a keen interest in working in management or, teaching students in college. And I think I can do a very good job here. I am very passionate about this. Okay. This is your answer. Which means तुम्हें अपने बाद जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन की किस चीज की बात हो रही है वो तुम्हें अच्छे से पता है. अगर टीचिंग की जॉब के लिए जा रहे हो, लेक्चरशिप की जॉब के लिए जा रहे हो, यू विल नो दैट पढ़ाते कैसे हैं. यू विल नो दैट हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन पॉइंट्स, हाउ टू क्लियर डाउट्स, हाउ टू गिव स्टूडेंट्स टाइम, व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली नीडेड. सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाना कौन सा है उसकी कंप्लीट नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, उसके बारे में सारे सवाल पूछने चाहिए. से somebody sits with me in this interview and they ask me what is communication, I will know, that I will be able to explain, right? So that's the same way. Okay. Third thing is, जिस company में मैं जा रही हूँ मुझे उसकी knowledge होनी चाहिए. Say if I am going to work with Tata Consultancy Services, I should know everything about Tata. I should know everything, what kind of work they do, what kind of management it is, how much they will pay me, where is the office, how far is it from my home. ऐसे क्लूलेस बच्चे की तरह बैठना नहीं है इंटरव्यू में पहले 3 चीजों की तैयारी करके जानी है. नो योरसेल्फ, नो द कंपनी एंड नो द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन. दीज 3 थिंग्स की अवेयरनेस ये सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. लिखा नहीं है तो लिख लो. अवेयरनेस ऑफ सेल्फ, नो योरसेल्फ, नो द कंपनी एंड नो द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन कि काम किस बारे में. ओके, गेटिंग इट? Okay, time बहुत कम है. I'll move to the last subject of this last heading of this chapter, which is public speech or presentation. Now, दोनों का difference तो you can read in your book. It's very clearly written. मुझसे सिर्फ समझ लो. You can read them later. Public speech, जो मैं speech देती हूँ खड़े होके आपकी school assembly में, वो मेरी public speech है. अगर मैं पीछे एक screen लगा के कुछ समझाने लग जाऊं वो मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन है. स्पीच और प्रेजेंटेशन में थोड़ा बहुत अंतर होता है. ठीक है. टू अंडरस्टैंड द अंतर इज एंड टू रीड अबाउट इट, टू लर्न अबाउट इट इज योर होमवर्क. आई विल बी ओनली डिस्कसिंग इट इन शॉर्ट टुडे. जो स्पीच होती है, ठीक है, दैट इज वेरी टाइम लिमिटेड, विच मीन्स हम एक फंक्शन कर रहे हैं एंड यू आस्क योर प्रिंसिपल टू स्टैंड एंड गिव यू अ स्पीच and the principal speaks for 3 to 4 minutes. That is it, maximum. Principal also knows कि no, the program has to go forward and I cannot take whole day, right? Presentation में भी आपको पहले बता दिया जाता है it's a 10-minute presentation. So you have to do your presentation. आपके बाद next student है, उसके बाद next student है, or whatever you are explaining, we have to go about our day also. So this is all you have, which means the presentation is the only time bound. ठीक है. Next thing is जो learn करने वाला feature है दोनों के बारे में is even though they are about speaking skill, even though they are about learning, speaking and your oral communication, ये दोनों चीजें लिख के learn की जाती है. You will always see a person writing their points down to speak, to have it in their speech, even though that's oral communication, and the presentation is always made on like a PPT or लिख के rough में and all of that. These are the 2 important features that I need you to understand. That's it.
देयर आर नो अदर फीचर्स जो इसके बारे में रीडिंग है वो आप अपनी बुक में कर सकते हो. एम आई क्लियर? से यस नो यस नो यस नो. Guys, say yes, no, yes, no. Okay, okay. One student has said, Navodita has said yes, so I'm gonna stick with that. Now, one of the students, Bhavya, asked me a very nice question. मैंने उसको publish भी करा, आपने देखा होगा. She asked me, I'm just clearing her doubt right now. Can you explain how rhetoric is an important ally in oral communication? सबसे पहले तो समझो what is rhetoric. Rhetoric, I'm sure some of you also remember it from school. Rhetoric उसे बोलते हैं जो एक सवाल होता है पर उसका जवाब अक्सर नहीं दिया जाता है. वो सवाल ही खुद में एक आंसर है. ओके, विंडो से बाहर देखो, लाइक यार कितनी गर्मी है ना आज. ठीक है, ये तुम्हें पता है कि बहुत गर्मी है, पर तुम एक तरह से एक सवाल पूछ रहे हो कि कितनी गर्मी है ना. ठीक है, तो जो भी दूसरा कमरे में होगा वो जवाब नहीं देगा कि यू नो अच्छा हाँ है. उसको भी पता है कि हाँ बहुत गर्मी है. जैसे तुम टीवी देख रहे हो, न्यूज देख रहे हो और तुम्हें कमेंट बनाते हो कि यार क्या पागलों का देश है ये. ठीक है, तो तुमने सवाल पूछा है कितने पागल है ना इस देश में. ठीक है, दूसरा पर्सन देख नहीं रहा है, वो बस हंस रहा है कि हाँ देखो कितने सवाल. जिन सवालों के जवाब ऑब्वियस होते हैं, ओके, उनको हम बोलते हैं रिटोरिक. ओके, जब हम एक स्पीच में, ओरल कम्युनिकेशन में, जैसे मैं स्पीच दे रही हूँ, ठीक है, या मैं ओरल कम्युनिकेशन कर रही हूँ, या मैं मोनोलॉग बोल रही हूँ, ठीक है, तो मैं क्या करती हूँ, मैं एज्यूम कर लेती हूँ कि तुम्हें उन सबके सवाल पता है, विच मीन्स दैट तुम्हें उन सबके सवाल पता है, विच मीन्स कि जो वो है इन द सेंस, सॉरी, जो तुम्हारी ऑडियंस है उन्हें सब तुम्हारी बात समझ आ रही है. रिटोरिक इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट एलाई, नहीं तो मैं ओरली कम्युनिकेट ही नहीं कर पाऊंगी. से तुम्हारी असेंबली में एक पर्सन आता है जो डिबेट में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है और वो डिबेट के सारे पॉइंट्स बोलते जा रहे हैं. वो एज्यूम कर रहा है कि तुम्हें सब कुछ ऑलरेडी पता है. तुम्हें जवाब उठ के, अपनी जगह से उठ के, हाथ खड़ा करके बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है कि यस आई अंडरस्टैंड. वो उसे पता है कि यू अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है, सेम थिंग जब तुम एक कॉमेडी, स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी देखने जाते हो, ठीक है, एक पर्सन है स्टेज पे छोटा सा माइक लेके इधर उधर घूम रहा है और वो जोक्स बना रहा है और तुम, उसे पता है कि तुम्हारी, उसकी ऑडियंस को सब उसके जोक्स समझ आ रहे हैं. जब जिन सवाल, वो सवाल भी पूछता है तो तुम हंसते हो, जवाब देने नहीं चल पड़ते, राइट? उसका मतलब है कि दे आर सेइंग कि ओरल कम्युनिकेशन में रिटोरिक का बहुत ज्यादा मात्रा आती है, which means this is the important point when you are in oral communication. Clear? Bhavya, are you clear? Let me know. Okay, there's a new student in class who just answered. Prashant has understood. Okay, thanks. Okay, Vidhi is asking the same question again. Difference between communication and fear of technology. Vidhi, I think they are both very different things. If you think about it, they have no connection between them. Communication means baatcheet. Fear of technology means technology se darna. Your question doesn't make sense. Please make sure that you understand your question before you're asking. Okay, that's most for Vidhi. Okay, guys. Rest of the things, including Charles Hockett, we will do it in the last. I know it's missing. And our next class is on 8th. And yeah, let's talk then. Okay, please make sure all of you attend and tell your classmates also to attend. Okay, bye guys. See you. Thank you.